Morph and allomorphs. Phone is actual realization of phoneme. We can see that a phoneme can have different variants. For example, we take the word people. In the first, we have per phoneme, and in the second, the same phoneme is variantly pronounced as per, and there are certain other examples. So morphs are actual forms to realize morphemes. So similarly, morphemes have certain morphs which are realized differently. For example, we have cat and we add a plural morpheme to it in the form of s, and we pronounce it as cats. We got two morphemes. But we have another word which is bus. We add es to it, so it is pronounced as buses or buses, right? So we got two morphs for the same morpheme, that is plural. So at least two different morphs, s or es, and to realize the inflectional morpheme plural. So we realize the plural morpheme in two ways. This is called allomorph. So a group of different variants. So allomorphs are a group of different variants. They have different pronunciation. All versions of one morpheme are called morphemes. So they are the version of the one morpheme. So one morpheme we have is plural, and it has different version which are different morphs. So for example, if we take plural morpheme, that is s or es, generally in orthography we add s or es, right? So we pronounce it as is when the word ends with sounds like s, z, ch, j, ch, and j. For example, we have bus, which ends in s, and we add es to it and we pronounce it as buses. Similarly, vase, vases, vases, brush, brushes, rouge, rouges, church, churches, judge, judges. So we can see that how differently we pronounce these sounds. So similarly, in some words, the plural morph is pronounced as sa, especially with the voiceless, when the ending sound is a voiceless consonant. So we have cats, cat and cats. We have caps and caps. So other than sa, ch, and ch, whenever the plural s is added, the plural s's or plural morpheme is pronounced as s. So now we come on to the third realization, that is z, right? In the case of words ending in voice sound other than z, j, and j, like boys, boy, and boys, bag, and bags. So we can see that we have three morphs as plural morpheme: s, z, and is. So similarly, the present tense morpheme s or es has three allomorphs: s, z, and is. Packs, digs, and washes. So you can see that the reason for the difference in the sound is, again, either there is a voiceless or voiced consonant, and because of this voiceless or voiced consonant we have different sounds. The past tense morpheme of English, which is ed, e or ed both, has also three different phonological conditions or three different allomorphs: t, d, and id. For example, t, we pronounce t. Ed is pronounced t after every verb which ends with a voiceless sound. For example, we have booked, pushed, talked, stopped, asked, right? We pronounce d after morphemes ending in voiced, except d, loved, bagged, and id, after the morphs ending in t or d. Remember that after t, we do not, which is voiceless, we do not bring t because they are the similar sound. Or after d, we do not bring d because they are the similar sound. So after voiceless d and after voice d, ed is pronounced as id. So it is started and it is wanted. Started, wanted, and wedded. And wedded. Wanted, want ends with the t voiceless, and adding ed to it, it is pronounced as wanted, wanted. And similarly, wed ends with the d sound. Now, and when we add ed to it, it is pronounced as wedded. Remember, two letters are always once pronounced, so we do not pronounce double d of wed. So it is wedded. So remember that after voiceless verbs, it is always t. After voiceless sound in verbs, it is always t. After voice sound in verbs, it is always d. And after voiceless t in the end, and after voiced d in the end, it is id. So another plural morph is zeromorph. We use zeromorph with the words which do not take orthographic plural sound or plural letters. For example, we have sheep, right? So we use sheep as singular as well as plural. So we say that sheep is sheep plus zeromorph. So it is plural. The pronunciation remains the same for singular, one sheep and two sheep. Similarly, we have man, which has an internal change when we make it plural. So it is an irregular plural form. The vowel is changed in this case. They are called zeromorphs. So other morphological processes at work in languages. Obviously, there are so many complexities in language at work in every language that it is very difficult to bring them under the same umbrella. So as we have zeromorph, we have again in the form of zero past tense. For example, we have a verb, irregular verb go, and go plus past tense is equal to went. So here again we have a zero past tense. So these are allomorphs. Allomorphs are like allophones, which are different variants of the phonemes and morphemes.